Hey there, how's it going? Welcome to Looplearnings, and this is the next video in the series. We are making POS management system, and I think time has come where we are going to start working on the main form, the form that is actually going to be used by many users if this application is distributed, and the user will stay on this form for all the time because that's the user interface of for the user. So what I'm talking about is I'm talking about the sales form. So we're going to look at creating the sales form, but we're going to structure it in a way that it looks nice, it provides all the required information, and then it's functional as well. So this is what I'm going to demonstrate in this video. If you are interested, please watch till the end so you get to learn thing or two from this video. Before I begin, I would like to ask, if you are new to my channel, welcome, and if you are returning, welcome back. And I would like to ask, please subscribe to the channel if you have not. Hit the bell icon so you get notification whenever I upload a new video. Thanks very much for coming and clicking on this video. I can assure you, you will definitely learn if you will watch. Okay, what did I do? If you haven't watched the previous videos, then you should, because then you would know the continuity, what exactly we are doing here. Now, what we are going to do is, as I said, we're going to create a sales a form, a user interface that is going to be used by the cashier or the sales executive all the time to search for a record in terms of product and create sales order and sell it to the customer and create invoice. Also, we're going to look at that. So to do that, if we'll go to the sales table right here, we can see the customer ID, user ID, sales stage, total amount, discount, net amount, status. I'm going to build the structure of the form first, and then we are going to customize it, beautify it, and make it more functional. So it is going to take 2 or 3 videos until we reach to that level. Let's begin. I'm going to copy the existing form. So for example, I copy this and I say sale form, something like sales F. Okay, sales form. All right, hit enter, and I will come here. Go to design view. Not this one, uses sales form. All right, so we're going to remove this. We will later see what exactly we need. We'll keep these 2 buttons because we want to use these buttons instead of I delete this button and then create new ones. I'll keep these. However, we're going to get rid of the VBA code behind these buttons. So if I'll go to the properties, event tab, dot, 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 let's remove this VBA code. We'll come back to this later. And if we'll go to the form view, it looks like this. Perhaps we can make it more wider or increase the height. That would be appropriate thing to do. Okay, let's increase the height a little bit, and width also. I think width is enough, to be very honest. All right, so we made this form. Now what we are going to do is we are going to add 3 subforms. For example, one subform here, one in the middle, and third one on the right side. And each subform will serve a different purpose. For example, the subform located on the extreme left would have records along with the pictures, by the way, for all the categories of the product that a shop is selling or a business is selling. Once the user clicks on one of the category, then the second subform, which is kind of in the middle, will actually show the related products for that category and with the price and everything else. And then the third form, subform on the right side, extreme right side, will actually be linked to the sales item. Basically, whatever item is being selected, it will be added in that subform. So that's the whole idea. Now, obviously, we're creating whole solution using Microsoft Access. So please don't expect this to look beautiful, as nice, as beautiful as the web version of it. Although we'll try our level best to create as beautiful as possible, as functional as possible. So right click, and actually we can close this form because, as I said, we are going to make 3 subforms. So the first subform I would like to make is category, is related to categories. And you can see, if you have been watching my videos, before this video, the attachment column was not there. So I'll take you to the design view. So you can see picture column was not there. That I have added, thinking we will have some pictures also. All right. So the first subform will be based on category. So let's go ahead and click on create. And we'll choose the form design. You know what? We'll copy the same categories form. We'll paste it, and we'll call it categories. Well, actually, it's already written there. categories list. Yeah, because it is essentially is going to be a list of categories. And we'll go to design view, get rid of it. Or hang on a second, we will still need this. First, let's link this to the categories table. Why? Because I want to fetch the third field as well, which is actually picture. So perhaps picture goes on the top. So the idea is that we have a picture, and then we will hide the category ID and we'll keep the category name. Okay, so that's the idea. Let's do the remove layout, and we're going to remove these labels, because these we don't need. We'll make it a little nicer. We'll try. This is what we're going to do. We're going to try to make everything looks nicer. That's the objective. So let's have the picture here, picture of the product, and then the ID. Let's hide. We do need it, but we will hide this. So say enabled. No, okay, we don't need this. We'll go to the visibility. We'll turn it off, and we will reduce the height to 0. What we need, however, is we do need the name of the product category. So I'm just fixing this. So name of the product category would be here. Perhaps we can reduce the size, because technically speaking, the category name I'm hoping would not be as bigger as the product name. So I'm just you know putting things in place. Let's go to the VB editor. Let's get rid of the code. Not this. Control A. There you go. And we'll get rid of the buttons as well. Or you know what you can do better. Take one of the button and put it here in the background, so it becomes a clickable button. Or you can have it as a hyperlink. I think we'll use that option. Why should we have a extra object which we don't need? We'll make it align to center and change the font size to 10. And we'll make this as hyperlink so user can click it. All right, there you go. We'll reduce the size of it. And in here, we will have the search bar, okay, to search the product category. You might have lots of categories. So rather than scrolling up and down, it would be great to have a functionality which user can use to search the product category. So we'll build that later on, not today, but definitely later on. Okay. All right. Perfect. We'll reduce it a little bit further. And now what we need to do is we need to have a divider between two product categories. Okay. I'm just trying to align everything in the center. And we will change this default view to from single form to continuous form. So we can have a kind of list of all the records. And we will go to the form design. We'll fetch the line object, and we will have a line here. All right, awesome. Okay. And we'll reduce the height. So let's see how it looks like. There you go. Okay. So we have the search option, we have a picture, and we have a hyperlink which user can use to actually search the record now or fetch the records related to the category. Now what we are going to do, we're going to refine it a little bit further. And what do I mean by that? I'll change the background color white. So for all the records, the white color appears. For alternative color also is white. There you go. Okay, we'll come back to this. Definitely we'll further refine it. We'll see how we can make it more beautiful, more functional, so it looks nicer, and also at the same time it is functional. So we'll fix that definitely. Okay, but for now I think it's a good start. We'll leave it to this, but we'll copy this form, and now we'll have a products form, right? So let's close this, and we'll have the products. Now you can see the products right here. Hang on a second. Why there is no record displays? We do have categories called food. Let's go back here. We should have food written here. Why it's not? Because it is unbound. So how we will have food written here? So let's bound it. So we'll say category, not category ID. We'll say category name. and this does have a picture. There you go. Yeah, food. So we'll have a thumbnail or the picture of the category. Now, food is very vague category name, obviously, or I mean, it's not vague, but if you have a store which serves a lot of different types of products, then sure, you can have food. If a store serves only food products, then maybe users can create their own categories according to their liking. This functionality will be given to the users from the admin point of view, which I will demonstrate later. For now, I think this is better, and let's close this. Now we'll go to we'll create another form, and this will be products related form. So as we did for the categories, we are going to copy the products form, copy it, paste, and we'll say products list F, right? So we're keeping the same kind of making naming mechanism. So products list F, right click, design view, and in here we are going to obviously change the looks and feel of this. So we'll go to the event tab, dot dot dot, we'll get rid of all the code. We will come back to this code later on. We'll keep these two buttons and I'll tell you why. And we will what should we keep? We do need to keep product ID. What is required for the sales item? So a sales item table would require product ID, unit price. Okay, so we'll have unit price, which is basically the sales price or RSP, and quantity. Obviously, we'll have quantity as well, and then we'll have the total price. This will be calculated by unit price multiplied by quantity. All right, so let's go ahead and let's remove some of these fields. We don't need description field right here. We do need product ID, product name. We don't need category ID right there. I mean, category ID we do need, but let's bring it back. We do need category ID. That is very much required. Um, then cost, we don't need. Availability, yes, we do need. And status also, we don't need to show. You know what else I would do? I would add a picture of the product right here. But how do I add a picture? Because in the sales, this is the sales table, sorry, the product table. So we'll go to the product and we have added a picture column right here. So we'll go back. So picture is right there. So we'll add that also. So that means I have to link this form again to products. And now I can fetch the picture. But before I do that, I will change things a little bit. I will give this a control source. So for example, product ID, this will be product name. This will be category ID. I'm going to get rid of this and we're going to convert it into a text box because we don't need a combo box right here. This one would be RSP and this one would be ATP, available to promise. Right. So I think looking better, but we'll bring the picture. Okay, there we go. We'll get rid of this label for the picture. We'll increase the size, width and height both. And we will remove these, definitely we'll remove these labels. We'll keep these text boxes for the information that we can present here along with the product. So probably we can bring the picture on this side and we can bring the text boxes here and we can reduce the size a little bit. There we go. Okay. We can make this category ID as a hidden field and even the product ID also a hidden field. So we'll say visible, no. Height, we're going to make it 0. We don't want to show this both. You know what? Let me bring them down. And now I can make height 0. There you go. So we have picture, we have product name, we have price of the product, and we have ATP. Perfect. Now we can actually go ahead and bring an object which is line, and we can have a line here as well. Okay. and we can reduce this height. Now what we need to do is bring these buttons right here, and I'll tell you what exactly I'm going to do with these buttons in a moment. So in here I'm going to see the form view first. So it looks like only one product, so I'm going to go to design view, and I'm going to change few things here or make some changes here. Number one, I'm going to make it a continuous form. Secondly, if we'll go back, okay, if we'll go back here, now we have this empty record, which actually we don't want to see any empty record. However, so we're going to fix that. However, we need to change the color, alternate color as well to white. Also, I've removed the labels, but I think we kind of need the labels because I can't really understand as a user what is this. I mean, okay, 9 with the dollar sign is a price. What is this one? Right? Is one is discount, one quantity available, one quantity to be ordered. I don't know. So it's a better idea to give some labels as well. I know I've deleted those labels without even thinking. I should have been thinking about this. But anyway, it's good that I just realized just now. So we're going to fix this. So I'm going to bring these fields a little down so we can have a label right on the top of each text box. Okay, I'll bring this back. There we go. And now let's go to the form design. We'll have a label, and I'll have a label right here. So I'll say product. Oops, product. Come on, what is happening? Product name. And we'll make it a little smaller, maybe 8. And we will link this to the associated label with the control. And which control? The product name control. All right. And we'll make it a little smaller. Now, if we'll see the view, let's see how the view will look like. I mean, if it looks okay, we'll actually go ahead and replicate the same for RSP and ATP as well. Here, if we want to see the from the left side 4.109 centimeters, we'll have the same right here. So this can be aligned with the text box and looks nice. Do you think? Yeah, I think so. Because this is a little lighter and the product name is full black color. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this, what do you call, the line shape color. Line fill, nothing, and the line outline color also, I'm going to make it transparent. All right. The font, I think, needs to be updated. I could see that very easily. All right. So now we're going to copy this. We'll paste right here. Again, it is asking to associate the label with control. So it would be RSP. And I will say retail sales price. Okay. And then we'll do the same thing with, okay, so this is a little bit of change right here. I detected. I'm sorry if you find this video a little bit slower, but I have to be a little bit because I have to demonstrate everything that you are looking for. Otherwise, there is no benefit of me doing this video recording in speed. No use, to be honest. There we go. And we will have this one available to promise. Perfect. Now, okay, this one also we need to associate with the control. So that would be ATP. Now, if we will go back to form view, looks nicer, isn't it? Available to promise one, retail price, and user knows what exactly they are looking at. We can enhance it further. Let's do that. And let's make this a little bit bold. And let's make all of these fields as non-editable. Right now, you can edit all of these. Now, what I can do is I can reduce the size of this text box because, to be honest, we don't need this bigger text box. Um, and I'll bring these buttons. Now, what do I mean by bringing these buttons? I mean, it is, for example, there are two things needs to be done. We need to select the quantity. Now, we can have a text box or a drop down. The user will select the quantity from drop down, 2 pieces, 3 pieces, 4 pieces, 5 pieces, and the event will be triggered and it will be added into the sales item table. I think this will be most useful and easy to apply this functionality. Or We can have one button here which user can click, add. The button would be add, so user can click it. It gets added into the sales item, and then the sales item would have these two buttons, plus and minus, which will show the quantity increase and decrease. So we can adopt any this kind of methodology to actually add the product, change the price, or change the quantity also at the same time. Not the price, but the quantity. So I think we'll have a button that says add product, and then the user can change the quantity if it is required in the sales item table, right? So here we will have only a button that will say add to the order, something like that, and we'll have a plus sign that is kind of a pen sign here, and maybe we can make this font color a different color. Maybe uh, it's a green color maybe. Okay, and we can get rid of the outline of this button as well. So make it transparent. Now if we will see how it looks like, there you go. You have a little nice little button, add to order. So if user is using touch screen, they can touch and it will be added. Or if user is using the computer or something, they can click and it should be added to the order. I think this is much better option. Let's go to design view, and let's have this button right here. Is it too congested? Maybe. We can have the button right here. This is fine. What do you think? Will look nicer? Uh, Not really. I'm not liking it, to be honest. Anyway, we'll change the location of this button. Don't worry. We'll do a right click. And what I need to do is I need to change the alternate color to white as well. Also, I don't want to see empty record. So we'll go to the data tab and we'll say allow addition. I'll say no. If we'll go here, and you don't see that anymore. Okay. Perfect. This turns out to be a really good way of adding. Obviously, this is not a final version. We will be enhancing, we'll be adding few bits and pieces here and there to make it more functional and beautiful. But this is a good starting point. Now, the only thing is left is the third one, third subform, which is about the sales item table. This is the table. And by the way, we need to add the sales order table as well. Sorry, we need to link the sales order table as well. So, for example, this one, first the sales order will be created, and then for that sales order the items will be added. Right, so rather than me talking, let's continue building this form, right? The third one, what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the name of this form from sales F to POS form. Okay, because let's be honest, that's what it is. Okay, POS. And I'm going to copy perhaps the same form that I have created right here, the list form, one of the list form. I can copy that, right click, paste, and I'm going to give a name, sales F. Okay, so if we'll go to sales F, and we're going to get rid of this picture. Actually, I do need picture. Okay, so I'm going to keep it rather than I delete it, because we do need to want to see the picture at the end of the day when we are adding. Yeah, this picture will be a little smaller here, but not as big as in other two forms. It will be a bit smaller, so it will look nice. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to hook this up to the sales form. Okay, now the sales form, for example, it would not have this picture. So get rid of this. We'll come here, add existing fields. We'll have sales ID, choose customer, who's the sales executive, sales date, total amount, discount, net, and status. Okay, we're going to change that to black color, make it 10, and the font would be Calibri font. Now, most of the things here, they will be added automatically. So basically, user doesn't have to do anything by themselves. So they'll be added automatically, as I said. So let's make them stack. Or most of the thing, not everything will be added automatically. Anyway, so we'll go here and we'll go to arrange tab. We'll make it narrow, and I will have it here. Sale order ID or number rather than sales order. It will be order number. That is more easy to understand for people. We'll have customer ID, and instead of customer ID, we'll say choose customer, much more readable. And again, we will have the same for user ID as well. So we'll say choose user, and we'll say order date rather than sales date. Yeah, we're just changing the labels. Actual in the database, it will remain the same. We'll have total amount, discount, and net amount. Again, we'll beautify it definitely. There's no way I'm going to keep in a similar fashion. We will beautify it, but in the next video. This video, I'm just going to get it done. In the next video, we'll see how do we beautify it further. Okay, perfect. Now we'll give a label here, not text box. We'll have a label, and we'll say order. That's it. Again, we'll beautify it later on. We'll make it Calibri. Perfect. All right. Now that's done. And let's make it shape outline. Nothing. And we'll make this as bold. So this is the first half of the order. Now we need detail, right? So the things that will be added as part of the order, we need to have those details also. This is only order. This is not a full, we can't see the details of the order right here. So what do I mean by that? I mean, we will create another subform which will be linked to the sales items T. And that will be sitting here inside of this subform. You see, there are many subforms that are being created. Okay, so if we will see this form, this is how it looks like. Not really glamorous, not really pleasing to the eyes, perhaps. We can do one more thing if it is required. We can maybe go back to the same color scheme that we had in the beginning. Right, we can open one of the form here. We can copy the color. We can come here and change it. And the height would be the same. So we'll keep the same height as well. Okay, fine. All right, so this is a skeleton. We are going to make, as I said, we are going to have a subform as well. That subform will be kept here, and let's create that subform, which will be based on sales items table. So I'm going to go ahead and create a sales item subform. And to do that, to be honest, I'll go to the products list F, because most of the fields that I'm looking for would be same. Products list F, we'll copy and paste. And instead of products list F, we'll say sales items subform. All right, let's go ahead and change a couple of things. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, okay, we'll look into this later on. Okay, let's make this button a little smaller. So instead of products table, I'm going to remove this, and we're going to have a query for this. And the query would be based on obviously sales items table, because that's what we are creating. So we'll have sales item, sales ID, product ID, unit price, quantity, total price, and status. And we will have products table linked to it, because we want to see the product name instead of product ID in there. And also we want to see the picture of the product, right? So that is another thing we want to see. So, okay, this looks nice. Fine. Let's go back to the form view. And the RSP will be basically linked to total price. Or no, sorry, the unit price, which will be, yeah, which is sales price coming from the product table. ATP will be changed. We will make it to quantity. Yeah, instead of ATP, we'll have it as quantity. And perhaps we'll make it little less wider, and we'll have it in the center. And we'll keep it right here. All right, so unit price, product name, the product picture. What else we have? We have the total price, and the quantity is right there. We'll have the total price. So you know what? I'm going to copy this, paste it, and I'm going to change this total price. Okay. So we'll have this here. Anyway, we'll change this, the width, because not required to have that much. Probably will change the size for this also, and I'm going to bring this on the top. All right. Okay, perfect. And this one is the quantity, maybe right now in the middle, and we'll have it add and reduce or remove, or we'll say increase or decrease, or simply plus and minus buttons instead of increase decrease. We can do that as well. Again, as I said, I'm going to make this more look like POS, but just bear with me. I know this is um, not really a fast moving video tutorial. Even I'm taking little time to fix these things. So in the next video, we will go right into VBA and we will start writing the code to make this form as a functional form. And as I said, we don't need to have such a big picture in here, because that will not make any sense. I can see there's one text box right here. It is having category ID. Probably will go in here. We'll change that to sales item ID. Okay. And we'll make another field, and this will be sale ID. Okay. So we'll have sale ID. And we'll have another field. I think there's one more here, right here. Let's bring it. And this is product ID. Okay, this is fine. Great. So we have all of these IDs fields, and we don't actually want to, we don't need to actually see them. So that's why I'm going to hide them. They're already hidden. And I'm going to decrease the height to 0. There we go. So we'll put them on the top. And we'll bring these fields little closer to the picture. And we'll have these two buttons. As I said, we'll have this button. One is to deduct the quantity, and the other one is to increase the quantity. And we can go in here, we can search for any suitable icon. I don't think we will have it. I think we'll have it custom one, which or maybe we'll have this, right? So this is to add, this is to remove. I think this should work. Let's change the width to 0.4. And I know this is quite small, but we can make it bigger. Let's make it to 1. All right, this should be fine. This should be definitely fine. Okay, so we do have the sale price, quantity. Let's make them here so we can put these buttons right on the top and on the bottom. Doesn't really look nice, to be honest. But hey, we'll fix this definitely. All right, so that's the, what happened to the products? Sorry, sales. Because it doesn't have any record, so that's why it's empty. But anyway, we'll close this and we'll bring this form as a subform right here. We'll drag and drop, and it's a form with subform. Object can't have its default view property to the continuous form. Okay, what is it? Single form and subform. We'll see why this error is coming, but there you go. Okay, this is the first version of it. Definitely nowhere near to finish. As I said, we are just creating this structure, or we're constructing this, but definitely in the next couple of videos, we are going to make it more beautified. Now let's go to the main form and bring all of these, the lists that we have created. So first one is coming as categories list. Okay. We'll increase the size of it. And then we have, what else? We have the products list, which comes in the center. And I think we will have a little wider form for the sales order quantity. Okay, so this looks to be a little wider. Let's decrease the size of it, width, and let's bring this here. And then the third one would be sales F. So we'll bring it here. Great. Again, this is not the final version. Sales order, something like that. Or maybe we should remove these labels on the top. Perhaps we'll do it later. But first, I would like to see how it looks like. Let's go to the form view, and there we are. Looks like really good. Yeah, it turns out to be really good. So you have the product categories, the products in the middle, and then you have sales order on the extreme right side. I think for now this should be enough. I think for now this looks okay. Not really good, not really what we are looking for, but as I said, we are going to make it beautiful, more functional in the upcoming videos. Thank you so much. If you're still watching, I really appreciate that. I know it's quite a long video, but I know I had to demonstrate all of this in order to come to this shape and form of the main POS form. So if you like whatever you've seen, smash the like button. And if you have subscribed to the channel, thank you. If you have not, please make sure you do hit the bell icon so you get your notification whenever I upload a new video. Thanks so much, and I will see you in the next one.